If women don't help women shape AI, AI will never truly understand women. And 5 years from now, or maybe less at the speed that AI is moving, we are going to look back and wonder why technology feels like it was built for everyone else but us. Because guess what? It was, but that changes today. So grab your cup of whatever's keeping you grounded and let's dive in. Welcome to Heart Led CEO, the podcast for women wellness entrepreneurs who are ready to build, scale, and automate their businesses without sacrificing their soul, sanity, or authenticity. I'm Anacani Walters, a nurse turned entrepreneur, military spouse, first time mama in my 40s, and a recovering burnout survivor who's making it a mission to help heart led women just like you create thriving businesses that really feel good, do good, and give you the freedom that we all deserve. Because here's the thing, you don't have to hustle harder to succeed. You don't have to drown in tech overwhelm or try to do everything alone. And I'm here to give you the strategies, automation tools, and mindset shifts that will help you step fully into that leader, CEO, and impact maker that you are meant to be. If you're ready to grow your business in a way that aligns with your values and your life, you are in the right place. Let's get into today's episode. Hello, my beautiful friend. I am so glad to be here with you today. This episode is for the woman who has been watching the AI wave from the shore. And maybe you've dipped your toes in it. Maybe you've downloaded one tool, but probably never opened it after playing with it. Maybe once feeling overwhelmed. Maybe you keep telling yourself that you're going to figure it out later when you have more time, more energy, maybe even more clarity. And you keep telling yourself that same story over and over and over again. And sweet friend, from the bottom of my loving heart to you, later is not a strategy. But today I need to talk to you about why. And I want to just really dive in. But before we do, I want you to close your eyes, put one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, inhale through your nose into your belly, expanding that beautiful belly, then the ribs, letting the breath expand all the way into your chest as you roll your shoulders up towards your ears, back down, releasing the breath from your chest, your ribs, and then giving yourself that internal belly hug, bringing the belly button up and in. One more time, inhale, shoulders up, back, and down as you exhale, slow with control. Okay. So I'm going to be 1,000% transparent with you. I went live in my Facebook and showed up. Much love to everybody who's in my Facebook group. Thank you for supporting me. The intent was to show people in my Facebook community how to use Gemini. It's Google's AI tool to essentially show them how I am using that specific language model to vibe code images for my social media and marketing right inside my browser through a Chrome extension that I downloaded. And it was really simple stuff that has honestly been sitting inside of Google's toolkit, whether you use Workspace or you just have email for a while now. It's completely free. It's really easy. And I was like super excited because I've been creating really great imagery and marketing content, and it's free or it's really not that expensive if you really want some of the advanced features. It's basically like 2 Starbucks runs, and nobody showed up to the live, and you know what? I'm actually used to it just because I'm 5 hours behind the rest of the world, which is a lot closer than I used to be, because I used to be actually 18 hours ahead of everybody in the future, and our times and days never matched. So I'm really just showing up because I know somebody's going to watch the replay, and my goal is to help, just even if I'm inspiring or helping teach someone and showing them what's possible with AI, I'm like happy. Now, I've already said AI is moving at the speed of AI, and these tools in what I'm teaching in my own Facebook group are super simple compared to the stuff that I'm learning how to create in my AI masterclass that I paid to be part of. The tools that I'm teaching are crazy simple, and most of them are actually free. But the crazier thing about it is that people are still not using them. And I find that incredibly shocking because when I'm out networking or talking to people or just walking around, I'm looking to see how people are doing stuff, and even the ones that tell me that they already know how to use AI and they're already using it and they've got it handled. But when we actually sit down and have real conversations, they actually don't know nearly as much as they think they do. And there's this massive gap between what people think they understand and what is actually possible right now. And that gap is exactly where I live. That's the gap that drives me into why I do the work that I do. So let me tell you how She Builds Oahu happened. So if you don't know, I am hosting an in-person AI vibe coding workshop this weekend here in Oahu because I think the story really matters just so that you can get some context. Now, by chance, somebody that I was, I think, following in my Facebook posted a picture of them saying that they are going to build on March 8th with Lovable. And they had like this pre formatted caption that Lovable gave them and a link to this global event that Lovable was putting on. And I was super excited. I went and checked on the little link, saw that She Builds event is basically in honor of International Women's Day, and saw that it looked incredible, and I immediately wanted to be part of it. I was like, "This has She Empower Her Wave all over it. I wanna be part of this. I wanna be in the room." And then I found out that there were no local events being hosted here in Hawaii that were sponsored by Lovable. Lovable, it's one of the bigger vibe coding platforms. A lot of people are using it for websites mainly, but it can do a lot of other things, and so it just depends your comfortability. They have teamed up with Stripe, the payment collection business, and Anthropic to host this really huge event for 24 hours. They are giving everybody unlimited tokens to vibe code to your heart's desire, and they were sponsoring people within certain communities who applied to host in-person events to vibe code together. And of course, I was devastated to find out that there were no local events being hosted here locally. So I took it upon myself to reach out and see if I could get sponsored to host one. Unfortunately, I had missed the timeline for sponsorship applications by literally like days. And I did still reach out to Lovable, I'm not gonna lie. I went on their LinkedIn, I went on their Instagram, I went into their, private chat on Discord just to see, because I already wasn't being sponsored, so if I asked and they said no or I didn't get any response, I would be exactly where I was. So, I reached out and thought to myself while I was waiting to see if anybody would respond to my messages, was like, "You know what? Even if I'm not sponsored, there's nothing to say that I can't just host my own, and it would be like having a Super Bowl party, but for vibe coding." So I took it upon myself to reach out to somebody that I had networked, at an event, and within 48 hours, I had built an app in Lovable, and I publicly announced that I was going to host a local workshop. I was like, "I'm just gonna do it." Within literally 24 hours after that, I had secured a co-host, which I'm super, super grateful that she said yes. And Heather is a local AI expert. Again, the same person who was helping me secure a location and get me connected and figure out how to get people who would be interested in actually attending the workshop and everything. And like she knows everybody. So I was really, really excited to team up with her because I know that she is a genius when it comes to AI herself. And she agreed to volunteer her time to help me run it. And then, literally within a couple of days after we had agreed to work together, we had a venue. And I was super blessed to be able to be sponsored by a local business who believes in what we were doing in this event. I just officially launched it after we confirmed everything. And with less than 24 hours, we were already like 70% booked out. I was like, whoa. And all of that came from just a missed deadline and a decision that I made to show up anyways. And I want you to hear that because I know that there are things in your business right now that you have talked yourself out of because the timing wasn't perfect or because the door didn't open the way you expected it. You didn't have the right signs, or you missed a window and decided that that was the sign to just go ahead and give up and stop. It wasn't a sign to stop. It was a sign to find another way in. And in the conversation that I really, really, really want us to have today is not that what I originally was going to talk about was why Hawaii needs women building AI. And yes, that is absolutely true. And I could do a whole series on that, but this is actually bigger. When I look around and talk to people here, most are not using AI still. And the ones who are, they're using it for like mundane things. But they have no idea about the elevation that is actually possible right now. A lot of them have no idea what an AI agent is. They don't know what MCPs are. They don't even know about the whole Clawbot thing. And it's getting wild what AI can actually do. I am in the rooms where I am learning the capabilities of AI. And sometimes I leave these trainings with a headache because it's just this massive amount. It is just moving so fast. What we learn from about AI and its capabilities last week, it's almost like it's outdated. And I haven't barely been able to have the time to implement one thing by the time something else is already new and the newest and greatest. So, saying all that, it really is that most people haven't even scratched the surface of what's available to them. But the thing that really keeps me up at night and the reason that I continue to show up even when nobody comes to my lives and the reason that I booked this venue and volunteered my time and went through the effort of finding a co-host and built an app in literally 48 hours is this. If women are not part of the learning process with artificial intelligence, if we are not part of how AI is being shaped, then we are going to look back 5 years from now and wonder why this technology has the same sexist personality that our society already has towards women because we were not part of the process of teaching AI about us, about women, about how we think, how we lead, how we heal, how we build and create, how we communicate, how we run our businesses while we're raising our kids and our families and supporting our families and showing up for our communities. AI learns from who is participating. And right now, truth be told, we are underrepresented in the process. And that has really big consequences. So, this is me telling you that your participation matters, not when you're ready and not when you understand artificial intelligence perfectly. Now, even if you just open a tool this week and ask it one question about your business, I believe that that matters more than you actually know. And you've heard me say it a bunch of times because you all know that I'm a yoga teacher. And in yoga, we say the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. I think I even just said it in the last 2 episodes. And I think about this all the time when it comes to women and artificial intelligence, because the same energy that keeps you waiting until you're ready to post or to launch or to raise your rates, that's the same energy that keeps women out of the AI conversations. You don't find your balance by watching someone else hold the pose that you are trying to maintain or learn or hold yourself. You find it by stepping in, even if it's wobbly, even if you fall. It's the motion of you stepping in, you listening to your body, you controlling your breath, you adjust, and then you realize, oh, I've got this. That aha moment in that yoga pose where you're like, yes, nobody touched me, nobody look at me, body and mind together. Don't think of anything else. That is exactly what is available to you right now. So I want to give you an action step from today. And I'm just going to give you one. I want you to open an AI tool this week. I don't care what language model you use in the artificial intelligence world. I don't care if you want to use Gemini, which is part of your Google suite. So if you have a Gmail, you already have Gemini. So you don't have to like pay for it. ChatGPT or OpenAI, Claude, I don't care. It doesn't matter which one. What I want you to do is ask it one question about your business, and that is it. Start the conversation, because the women who thrive in the next decade are not going to be the ones who knew the most from the beginning. They are going to be the ones who were brave enough to start before they felt ready. And that is you. I know it is. If you are listening and you've listened this far, it is you. This is your sign. And if you are in Hawaii and want to be at the She Builds Oahu this Sunday, the link is in the show notes. We only technically have 5 spots as of the recording. And I would love to have you in that room. If for some reason you show up and it is booked out, please still sign up so that we have a wait list. You never know if someone's going to cancel, one. And two, if the wait list becomes big enough, then we know we need to do more of these types of events. And if you are not in Hawaii, go check out the Global She Builds event through Lovable. I'll share the link again in the show notes too, and see if you're lucky and maybe somebody stepped up and applied and has been sponsored and you can hang out with them. Now, next week, we are going to dive deep on the alchemized content method, which is my signature framework for literally taking one piece of content and turning it into a full month of aligned sold led visibility. And guess what? The best part is that it is without burnout, without content dread, without losing your voice in the process. You do not want to miss it. It is the most amazing thing that I have created. I use it within my businesses. It is how I'm able to keep up and maintain all the things that I do. So make sure that you are subscribed so that it lands right in your feed and you get notified when it airs. And of course, if this episode resonated, share it with a woman in your life who really needs to hear it. Let's get more women in this conversation, and let's get more women building with AI. As always, my beautiful, beautiful friend, continue to be you, continue to be beautiful, and continue leading from your heart. I will catch you in the next episode. All right, beautiful. That's a wrap on today's episode. But before you go, let's talk about something really important. You are not just another entrepreneur trying to figure things out alone. You are a wave leader, someone whose work is meant to create real impact, touch the lives of others, and make this world better. And I want you to know you don't have to do it alone. If today's conversation resonated with you, I'd love to keep this energy going inside of my free Facebook community community, Empower Her Biz Collective. It's where we take these conversations deeper with live trainings, tech walkthroughs, and real heart-centered support from other women wellness entrepreneurs who really get it. So if you're ready for community, clarity, and support as you build your own business with heart and ease, I'd invite you to come and join us. You'll find the link in the show notes. And hey, if you love today's episode, make sure to subscribe, leave a review if you feel inclined, and share this with a fellow heart-led women entrepreneur so that we can build this movement together. Until next time, keep leading with heart.